Hi. Usually I don't do these Facebook challenges because I just don't do them. I don't like doing them. But this one I'm going to do because I'm very aggravated about the situation, about the baby that died in the car and sat in the hot car for 7 hours or 6 hours or 8 hours. It doesn't matter how long he sat in the car, but he sat in the car long enough to kill him. But I decided to do this one because I got 3 kids, and I couldn't imagine forgetting that my kid isn't sitting in the back seat. I have been sitting in my car for not even like 3 minutes now, with the windows rolled up in the hot, beaming sun, with no air on, and I'm sweating like a pig, and I haven't even been in here for 3 minutes. It's hot. It feels like you're going to suffocate. I mean, why would you want to do this to your kids? I mean, why would you do this to your animals, let alone your kid? I mean, you carried them for 9 months. You've took care of them for years. You've took care of them for months. It doesn't matter how long. He's still your kid. How do you forget that your kid's in the back seat? I mean, there's a mirror right there that shows you, your kid's in the back seat. Not only that, you have kids. They're going to be crying. They're thirsty. They're hungry. If your kids are anything like my kids, then your kids are always loud, always talking, always making a noise, always doing something unless they're asleep. I mean, and even when they are asleep, you still see them. How do you forget that your kid's in the car with your everyday routine of dropping them off at a daycare? You forgot. Okay. And then there's another death from he didn't die, but he was left in the car for 3 hours. Almost dead. Because the parent went in and took a nap. I mean, come on now. If you don't want kids, don't have kids. I'm sweating so bad, and I can't even hardly stand it in here. Even when I'm riding down the road, my air's on for my kids. Even if I don't want the air on for me, in my back seat, my air is always on. Why? Because I'm terrified that my kid's going to get too hot. And for you to leave your kid in the car, that is ridiculous. I mean, you can say whatever you want to. You can, it was an accident, this, that, and other. It's not an accident. You did it on purpose because you didn't want to be a parent no more. But there's plenty of people out here that want kids, that can't have kids. There's plenty of people out here that would love to have a kid. Why kill an innocent kid? I mean, kids can't, they're aggravating sometimes. They want this, they want that. That's part of being a parent. Grow up. I mean, you shouldn't lay down and make a baby if you didn't want to have him. I mean, and then to have almost a 2-year-old, I mean, that's kind of stupid that you, after almost 2 years, you just decide, I don't want him. So let me just leave him in my car like an idiot. I don't know. It's just, I'm like literally pouring sweat, and I haven't even been sitting in my car for 5 minutes, and it's like 120 degrees in here. Like, it's hard to breathe. It's hot. It's so hot. I mean, parents, some are a joke. Yes, my kids get on my nerves like any other parent. My kids are aggravating like any other little kids, but they're my kids, and there's no way in this world that I would ever do anything to hurt them. I mean, and especially something like this. I mean, I don't even go into a little store without getting all 3 of my kids out before I leave them in the vehicle, even for 2 seconds. I mean, somebody could take off with your car and your kids being in the car. I mean, it's just, I don't know. The story about the 22-month-old being left in the car for 7 hours, like, it's really, I don't know, it really gets under my skin. Like, I know that there's kids that die out there all the time for being left in the car. You hear stories over and over again. Just this one, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, as a mom, a mother, you say that you don't blame him for leaving your kid in the car? Even if it is his dad. Grow up. I mean, That's your baby. You carried him for 9 months. Yes, you know, dads have a special bond, but a mother's bond is nowhere near, like a dad's bond's nowhere near the way a mother feels about their kid. And if you don't feel that way about your kid, then you're not a real parent. Like, I am sweating so bad in here. Like, my hair is just covered in sweat now. And I haven't even been in here that long. And I couldn't imagine sitting here for 7 or 8 hours strapped into my seat, not being able to get out. I mean, and for that mom to say, I don't blame him, you're not a mom. Because if Jay ever did anything like that, whether it was an accident or not, there's no way I could ever look at him or talk to him. He better be lucky I don't kill him for leaving my kid in a car for 7 hours and forgetting about him. I mean, that's retarded. Like, I don't do these whole Facebook challenges or all that, but, you know, I'm challenging everybody on my Facebook to do one, because if you have kids, then, you know, I know most of everybody on my Facebook that has kids, they're really good parents, and I hope you wouldn't ever do this to your kids. Just for the fact that I'm sweating so bad, and I can't imagine being a 2-year-old baby in a car seat strapped in, not being able to get out and move. Like, I'm to the point now where I just want to get out because I can't even breathe. I don't know, it's ridiculous for, you know, the mom should already been charged because of, that's suspicious that she's not even mad at him for leaving her kid in the car. That it's okay for, I don't blame you. Yeah. I mean, he left the baby in the car. Not only did he, if it was an accident, he would have remembered as soon as he got up to his job. There's no way. I mean, I've got out of my car and been like, oh, I did bring one of my babies. But there's no way I've walked into a store or walked out of a store or something like that without my kids. My kids are up my butt constantly. My sister and Jay's sister is the only ones that watch my kids ever. I mean, unless it's an emergency and somebody else has to watch my kids. But I have my kids all the time. Every day, all day long. I mean, Jay gives me a break every once in a while, but there's no way, I mean, that you would just forget that you had a kid. I mean, and forget they're in the back seat. Like, you can't see your back seat from driving. Especially in the SUV thing that he has. It's like, the seats are like really closer to him. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I challenge all my friends to do this, because if you ever decide to just, oh, I'm just going to run into a store, or, oh, he's asleep, let me leave him in the car with the doors open or windows open and let him sleep. I've seen parents do that before and all that. That's stupid, because you don't know how much that baby can actually handle. And you don't know how hot that it's actually going to get. But I challenge all y'all to do the challenge of sitting in the car and seeing how it feels to be left in a hot car for as long as you can stand it. As of right now, I couldn't stand it for no longer than 10 minutes because I'm sweating. I can't even breathe. Like, it's getting so hard to breathe in here. And all my windows are up. But I challenge y'all and see what y'all think. And, you know, my opinions about the whole case against this man is I hope he gets what he deserves, and that's not the death penalty, because that's getting it out of the easy way. I mean, you're giving him a needle in the arm. His baby's the one that had the death penalty. His baby had that death penalty, not him. Because even if he does get justice, that baby will never have justice, because his daddy did this to him. It wasn't a stranger. It wasn't somebody he didn't know. It was his daddy who was supposed to protect and care for him and all that, and he didn't. Like, he can't. I mean, who else is going to protect your kids besides you? If the mom and dad don't protect them, then nobody in this world is going to protect them the way you do. So, I mean, I hope that he gets what he deserves, But I hope it ain't a needle in the arm, because that's too easy. That's just letting him get away with it, because his baby didn't have it that easy. That baby sat in a car seat. Like that one. Strapped and buckled in that thing. Tried, as the news says, the baby had scratches on his chest where he tried to get out of his car seat and couldn't. If you could leave your kid in a car seat like that for 7 hours, you need really serious help. But I hope that it's a lot more than the death penalty, because even if it is a death penalty case, he still needs to suffer. He needs to live every day in that hellhole of a jail, knowing what he did to his kid. I mean, the death penalty to me it's ridiculous. I think they should have kept the electric chair for people like this, because getting a needle in the arm to die is the easy way out of what they did. And that right there deserves a lot more. I mean, his baby had the death penalty. I mean, you can literally see I am sweating, and I've been sitting here for 12 minutes and I can't stand it any longer. So I challenge all my friends to see what y'all's opinion about the whole leaving your kids in a hot car. And I mean, like I said, I don't usually do this, but this case has really got me heated about every little detail of this case is just aggravating me. And, it aggravates me more knowing that it was his daddy, but for his mom to say she don't blame the dad is because I know with my kids, even if their daddy did do something like this, there wouldn't be it ain't his fault, this, that, and other. He would pay. And for that mom to say that, that's just ridiculous. But I challenge all my friends on Facebook, and I don't do video challenges, so I watched Jessica Control's video, and she inspired me because I get where she's coming from. I'm just as heated as probably the next mother that has kids and knows that, why would you do that? I mean, and you can't say it was an accident. Okay, whatever you say, but nobody believes you. Just saying. Alright, bye.